Alright, let's talk about Siege. This is going to be a bit more of a serious video, if you couldn't tell. We're just going to discuss the channel, Siege as a whole, variety content I want to branch out into, and overall whether I'm leaving Siege, which I'll just answer now so you guys don't have to watch the entire video if you don't want to. No, I am not planning on leaving Siege anytime soon. While the game is in the worst state it's ever been in, I still enjoy the game. I still enjoy making content for it. I still enjoy streaming it. I don't mind making Siege content. But like I said, it's in the worst state it's ever been, which is why I'm making this video. Why I'm talking about variety content and why other creators are also all having the same issue. If you haven't seen us complaining about this relentlessly across any channel, I'm very shocked. But cheating is at its all-time high. Player base is not at its all-time low, but it's very rapidly approaching it. Viewership is so bad, which is really interesting because I thought for sure that if viewership was low, it's because we were reaching our lowest number of players, but that's just not true. So like 2 or 3 years ago in November, we reached our lowest player, which was I think 22,000 average on Steam. And right now we're sitting around 38,000, which is a decent amount more than that. So you wouldn't think that Siege is in its worst state because we have more players, but people just don't care about Siege. They don't want to watch Siege anymore. People still want to play it, but no one wants to watch it. And if no one wants to watch it, content creators are in trouble, which I want to talk about. This is really, really bad for small content creators. With viewership being so low, small content creators who depend on every view to count are not going to be able to make ends meet. They're not going to be able to make money off of content creation, and they're either going to have to quit or start going part-time and working normal jobs. I'm very lucky to not be a part of that boat. I have been making content for the game for 10 years. I've saved up a lot of money, so I'm not too stressed about it. Obviously, I would always like to make more money. Everyone would always like to make more money. But I'm still in a state right now where I'm still making more than I should be. So I'm fine. But if everything keeps going south, then things are going to get worse, and even for people like myself, I'll have to start making some decisions and making some changes. But because everything has been getting so low, other content creators, including myself, have all started branching out into other types of content. Some creators have just straight up left Siege. Some of them are trying to do a mix of stuff. And some of them are just looking at options because, again, with everything going down, we learned we just can't rely on Siege anymore. Luckily, we've been able to do that for the last 10 years, but everything comes to an end. And that's not saying Siege is coming to an end. It's just things are changing. And the dev team is trying to help fix the situation by committing to more. So people are leaving the game because of cheating, because of toxicity, because of lack of content, because of Ubisoft's direction with the game, all this stuff. But Ubisoft claims they want to fix it. And to start off, they want to make more substantial updates. People were rightfully complaining that we've been receiving almost no content recently. So to make up for that, Ubisoft made the mid-season patch for the season slightly larger, which instead of just having one Denari nerf, they instead decided to buff Denari and then buff Solus, and then also give Jaeger and Bandit pistols, which is way better than what they were planning on doing, but it's not enough. That is not enough content for a mid-season patch. That's still bare bones. But that's just the beginning. They have promised that they are going to start working a lot harder on bringing more content into the game and trying to make the game better overall so people come back. The issue is that it might be too little too late, but also the other issue is that I don't know if we can believe that from Ubisoft. Not to be pessimistic, but Ubisoft has had a huge track record of overcommitting and underdelivering because they tend to just not be able to make the dates work. They never reach the deadline. To use an extreme example with Siege, Siege Cup just came out like this year. It was promised back in like year 5 or 6, which was 6 or 5 years ago. That is a long time for it to go from announced to released. That is not okay. And another thing that took so long, which is still crazy to me, is that, so Rank 2.0 came out in year 7, season 4. And I think it was only just this year in year 10, Ubisoft finally added an explanation for how Rank 2.0 works in-game. The issue is that it's behind like 2 or 3 different screens that you have to click through to finally understand it, and most people aren't noticing that. So even though it's been 3 full years since Rank 2.0 came out, people are still confused, people still don't want to play because they don't understand it, and Ubisoft took way too long to explain it to people. So if it can take them 2 or 3 years to just add a simple text box into the game to explain something, how can we trust that they will push content forward sooner? Because it feels like they're just taking too long to do anything. So if Ubisoft is committing to making more content now, how do we know it'll come out soon? If they are working like 2-3 years ahead of schedule, how are they going to release big patches now if they're still working on things such ahead of schedule? I don't know if we're actually going to get anything that they are committing to us. I hope it all works out and I hope they're telling the truth, but the track record looks pretty bad. Like, we want to believe them. We want them to fix Siege. We want to be able to keep making Siege content, but we're just at a point now where it's too dangerous to do. It's too dangerous for us as content creators to commit to one game anymore. We truly have been lucky that Siege has made it 10 whole years. Not a lot of content creators can say that they've covered a game for 10 years or even had a career for 10 years. Because most content creators come and go in like 3 or 4 years. They, start growing, usually burn out and then just disappear. So the fact that we've been able to do this for 10 years is very surprising and very nice. But everything comes to an end. So if Ubisoft is planning on fixing stuff with Siege, they need to do it now. And I know I said that in the Save Siege video where we talked about the call we had with Ubisoft, and they said they wanted to make all these commitments and help us and, fix the game that we all love. But if the only thing they could push out at a mid-season update was 2 pistols being added to operators and then the soulless buff that they were, I think, already planning on doing, I don't know for sure. But if that's all they can push forward, then what are they going to do with Season 4? I feel like nothing really substantial is going to come from that. I know a lot of other content creators were really hyped for it because they said so many buffs are coming, all this, but all that stuff was already planned. And it didn't seem like a lot. So we're hoping that we get even more with Season 4, but we still don't know because that is going to be announced in Munich in 2 weeks. So if they take too long to respond to all this and to do something about this, then I don't know what we're going to do as content creators.
Now, there's something I wanted to quickly add in. I thought about this a few days after I made the video, and another challenge that will come with content creation in Siege is just that since a lot of content creators are leaving, it's becoming harder for content creators like me to make Siege content. For like the last 2 years or so, I've had a pretty decent consistent group. Usually like Evan's on most days, Priest would be on a lot, Ben was on a decent amount before he got a job. So I'd always have a few people to play with, and that would make for better videos and make for funnier moments, weird strats, stuff like that. But now that everyone is playing other games like Battlefield RedSec, no one wants to hop on for Siege, which means that I am mainly just solo queue streaming every single time. And I know I'm hilarious. I know you guys love hearing all the things I say, but it's hard to do it just myself. It's easier when there's people. There's a good vibe. Everyone is just having a good time. So since I am solo queue streaming most days, I'm not getting as much content. Just before Battlefield RedSec released, I streamed by myself for like almost a whole week straight, and I got like 2 videos worth of content, which is not good. That is very little. So issues like this will start to pop up a lot. And you'll probably notice it across a lot of Siege YouTubers' channels. Like, I'm sure a lot of people will start making very different types of content because they're just doing what they can with what they have. And now, obviously, this isn't really something Ubisoft can change or anything they can do about it, other than if they were to make Siege really, really fun again and everyone came back. But like, there's just a lot of other games out there right now that people would rather play. RedSec has gotten a lot of good reviews. Arc Raiders apparently is really, really good. Tarkov is coming out full release at the end of the year. The new COD is coming out. It's just like so many FPS type games that people just would rather play than Siege. Yeah, if you notice a change in content across the board or even just for me, that's why. Which leads me to my next point. This is why a lot of us are looking at new games to play. Like, I know I've seen Skittles and Roy have started uploading Battlefield. I have been uploading Battlefield. I don't know if you guys have seen that because I know YouTube is weird. YouTube doesn't notify you if I upload a video for a game that you guys don't normally watch. Even if you guys want to watch me play Battlefield, YouTube just won't alert you. Because I've uploaded a few. The first few did decent. The last few haven't done that well. And a lot of people have told me they're really hyped for my Battlefield content, but then it just doesn't do as well as I'd hoped it would. So if you haven't been seeing the Battlefield content and you do, go look at the channel and like scroll through the videos. You'll see them. They stick out and you can go watch them and support them if you want. Like leaving a comment or liking the video helps a lot. You have no idea how much that helps when we're trying to branch out because it lets YouTube know that people actually want to watch this. Yeah, a lot of us are just looking to try different things, whether it's making a full switch or if it's just doing some content here and there on other games. Because like I said, I'm not leaving Siege, but I'm not going to fully commit to it either because we need to branch out. Now, luckily, Battlefield just released their Battle Royale mode, and I absolutely love it. Like, it is the most fun I've ever had in an FPS in like the last 5 years. I genuinely like it way more than Siege. Now, obviously, that's because it's new, it's exciting, I'm playing with friends, it's a good time. But it also just is genuinely a really good game. And I want to make content on it, and I will. I'm going to upload 2 Battle Royale videos a week
for the foreseeable future, and then maybe even do more than that depending on how it grows. Because as content creators, it's really fun to play a new game that people are excited about and that the devs have a lot of plans for. Because with Battlefield, I don't have to worry about the same things with Siege. I know there are cheaters in Battlefield, but I haven't run into any. And every game we just chill and have a good time. It doesn't feel like I'm forced to try to come up with ideas for content. Stuff just happens. And they have a good roadmap with plans on what they're going to release. They have 3 major updates coming out a month after release, which is insane. Siege only had 1 mid-season update that had 4 small changes in it, and that's it. Like, that is just not enough content. It's not enough to sustain us. So yeah, even if people don't watch it, I'm still branching out. I have to. We're just not in a position where I can wait any longer. I can't wait until Siege fully dies to finally make this change. And I know most of you only care about Siege. For some reason, you're only wanting to play one game for the rest of your lives, but I do highly recommend giving other content a chance, because if you watch me for whatever reason, I feel like you must somewhat like me as a content creator, so I think you would like the Battlefield videos, even if it's not a game you play. It's still just a fun time with the guys. But going back to focusing on Siege, just a lot needs to be done. People are not going to be happy until we're getting meaningful updates again. Because I don't think cheating is going to be fixed anytime soon. Toxicity is still all over the place. But content is one thing Ubisoft can actually change, and they need to change. Because right now we are in a position where almost all content creators, the only videos they make on Siege are just cheating videos. Even in the last few weeks, almost 3 out of my 7 videos a week have been about cheaters. Sometimes 4, which is just, it's too much. And cheating has just gone crazy. Like, cheats that were around 7 or 8 years ago have made a comeback, which is just insane to me. These are all things that were supposed to be fixed, that the new anti-cheat stuff would have fixed, but they're all just coming back. We have Maverick bullets, we have teleportation cheats, we have insta-kill cheats. People are just insta-killing the whole lobby as soon as they spawn in. Like, that is not okay. And I know cheating is complicated. I know anti-cheat is complicated. It is like the main thing I focus on in the game. But leaving it in this state is just not okay, and we're all struggling because of it. But at least, I think if they start giving us bigger, meaningful content updates, even with cheaters, people would be happy and still want to play. That's my theory, at least. And I know with everything that's been happening, a lot of people are trying to say, like, oh, Siege is dead. It finally died. It's not dead. And like I mentioned before, it still has more players now than it did 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And very likely, no matter what happens, it will still maintain a core audience that will keep playing it for a while. So the game's probably going to go at least until like year 13, year 14. Probably not in the same state that it's in now, or like size that it is now. It'll probably keep shrinking and shrinking over the years, but just because Siege is a unique game that no other game has been able to replicate or compete with, it will always have a core audience that will want to play it. Which is why I understand people don't want to watch other content, because since Siege is so unique and it's the one thing we all have in common, people want to keep watching it and they want to keep playing it. But the amount of people who are going to want to do that is just going to keep going down year by year. Unless things change, which I'm always going to hope for, but you never know. And I know it's really depressing for you guys to just see videos like this all the time. I'm sure as someone who probably watches a lot of Siege content, a lot of you guys are probably just really sad to see a lot of content creators make videos like this. I know other creators have been making these videos saying, I might be leaving Siege, my time with Siege is done, etc. And it is depressing to see. But it's also just the reality of the situation. We can't just stick around forever and wait. The thing that really sucks about it, though, for both parties, it's becoming a vicious cycle. As more creators leave Siege or focus less on Siege, Siege is going to continue to go down, down, down. And the worse it does, the less likely people are going to make videos on it, which then makes it go down, down, down more. Which I don't know if it can even get any worse. Because like right now, I just pulled up the Twitch category. There's only about 3,000 people watching Siege on Twitch, and that's with drops. This time last year with the Halloween drops, when I went live, I had 5,000 people watching because they wanted to get the new Siege bundle for free on Twitch. And now the category as a whole only has 3,000 viewers, which is going to lead me into another rant. Speaking about content, speaking about Ubisoft and everything, I know this is all over the place, but I'm just airing everything out. It has really bothered me how Ubisoft has pulled back on a lot of different things with Siege. We've talked about this before. They've done it with content as a whole, but also like even something as simple as drops. Last year we were getting 4 drops for every event. You'd get a headgear, a uniform, a card background, and a weapon skin. And this made people go crazy because they want the whole bundle. And then now for the Doctor's Curse event for Halloween, which is normally the biggest drops of the year, they gave us one weapon skin that you only have to watch 1 hour to get for 3 weeks. So how are we supposed to incentivize people to watch Siege on Twitch if there's not really an incentive to do it? So like Ubisoft is kind of shooting themselves in the foot there, and I hope that's something else they change. I hope when they start bringing out more content, this includes Twitch drops, because Twitch drops was a great way for people to follow the game, learn about it, and also have a reason to watch on Twitch. Which this also is another reason why content creators are looking at their games, because if they're barely going to get any viewers on Twitch playing Siege, why not just play something else at this point? I'm actually I'm getting a lot more viewers on Battlefield now than I am on Siege. When I play Siege, I'm getting like 300 to 400 on Twitch. When I played Battlefield today, I had 700 viewers. Now, granted, Battlefield has drops right now and people are watching for the drops, so I'm sure that's a big part of it. But like at that point, if we're already going to just have low viewership, we might as well just play something else we like. Yeah, that's kind of everything I wanted to talk about. I just basically wanted to get a lot of stuff off my chest and kind of explain the future of the channel. Honestly, one of the main things was to tell you guys that I'm uploading Battlefield videos because I don't think any of you guys are going to be alerted about it. And I want you guys to know that I want to try to branch out and try other things. Because I could also upload some other videos for other games. Like I know I had the Variety channel, but it was too much to juggle making 7 Siege videos a week on top of Variety videos. It just wasn't sustainable for me. Because I still do everything myself. Like I still record all of my content, I edit it all, I upload it, I make thumbnails. So since I'm still a one-man army, I can't spread myself too thin and try multiple channels all at once. But yeah, I think that's everything I had to say. I'm sorry that it's depressing and, reality checking, but that's the situation we're in. If you guys want to use this video as a way to just vent about Siege in the comments, you go ahead, or just say whatever you want on there. I'll try to respond to some comments. I know I normally don't respond to YouTube comments, but I'll actually pay attention to them today. Because we're all kind of in the same boat in the sense that, it sucks to see the game that we all love kind of be in the terrible state that it's in. But we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. We have, like I said, the Munich Major right around the corner. They're going to announce the Season 4 for this year and then hopefully give us a teaser for Year 11. And then maybe that'll be a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. Who knows? But thank you guys for watching. If you want to see the Variety content, I have a Battle Royale video coming out tomorrow. If not, I'll see you in the next Siege video. Take care.